55-55 Jacksonville.
It's a Monday night game. The fans are going to be, juiced up and ready to go, and it'll be good for us. I mean, it's a benchmark. It's a measuring stick game.
We're down 0-2 right now. Everybody's probably going to count us out, playing against a good team, 2-0. So, we're coming in there, with our backs against the wall, coming out fighting. And we're excited. I'm excited about that.
They're running again with ETN. He bursts out of there. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Travis Etienne! That'll put a nail in this thing! Etienne scores!
Yeah, it's an important game. This is a good team. This is a team, you look at the last handful of years, is always one of the better teams in the AFC and in the NFL. And, that's a team we want to be moving forward. We understand the matchup and the team that we're playing and what it's going to take to beat a really good team in Buffalo. So, we're looking forward to the opportunity, but we're not making it more than what it is. I mean, every game is important, and, we have to just attack every week like we've said before.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. We don't get to do this with you a whole lot. Happy game day for your Jacksonville Jaguars, trying to get off the schneid and not be winless after 3 weeks like the Tennessee Titans, the only other winless team in the National Football League. I hope yesterday gave you great confidence that anything can happen on game day as the Carolina Panthers got their first win on the road very impressively, and Minnesota beat that over the Houston Texans. DG, good morning. How are you?
What is up? I am doing great.
Are you?
Game day, baby.
All right. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go then.
Let's go. Who's holding you back?
I got the car outside. Let's drive.
Let's drive right to Buffalo. I don't think we're making it in time.
We're not.
If we drive straight through, even if they clear the roads for us. Fletcher, need a Fletcher update from Friday.
Yeah, Fletcher, they blew out Sandalwood. Unfortunately, my little guy got hurt in the game. He got rolled up on, just like offensive linemen.
Your little 300 billion pounder who plays left tackle.
Yeah, but he's feeling good, though.
He'll be all right.
Got some x-rays today. We'll see how it all looks.
All right.
So
hoping for the best.
Hoping for the best.
Tony Bowles took care of business this week.
They won 57-50 on Friday night against Oakleaf. It was nuts going both directions. But, yeah, got the win. So they improve over 500 now with Baldwin coming to town on Friday night.
Yeah,
District
baby.
play opens up this week with
What happened? Baldwin, a look-ahead game? What was going on there, Pockets?
It's my fault because I'm a special teams coach, and they didn't know that the ball is live once it goes past 10 yards and the ball rolls all the way to the 1-yard line, and Baker County picks it up.
So you're saying if it stops on the 1, you should probably jump on it.
Yeah.
As the return team.
Yeah. So that's my fault,
man. And what was the final in that one?
45-24.
I'm sure if they hadn't allowed that one miscue to take place, it would have made up for all the rest. All right. It is game day. We're looking for keys to victory today for your Jacksonville Jaguars. In all seriousness, I mean, look, as bad as it's been, and and I had people saying, hey, look, if Houston loses and the Jags win, they'll play for first place next week. This is true, right? That doesn't make up for how badly they played the first couple of weeks. I mean, we just judge them on a week-by-week basis and what we see what the product is.
I was looking at something, I think Thursday or Friday. I don't put much into power rankings. They've never meant much to me. But I was curious what the power rankings look like at this point last year. When Jacksonville going into the season was such a heavy favorite, they were, we were having all the discussions we were about what Jacksonville was going to be. And I could remember the other 3 teams in the division did not start the season well, right? Like Houston came to Jacksonville 0-2. They had a rookie quarterback. It's like, I don't know. He hadn't thrown a pick yet, but that's the way people were talking about C.J. Stroud at that point in the process. So I was like, how did the power rankings look at this time last year? And so I went and took a look. It was almost identical to this year. It was Houston's the Jacksonville of last year, but they're up there in the top 10 somewhere, and everyone else was in the bottom 6 of the power rankings. I'm like, okay, it's week 3. None of this means anything. It's all about what you're going to do from this point forward. I can look at Indianapolis and see why, if you had questions about that team going into the year, I don't think Anthony Richardson has answered any of that necessarily yet. He puts the ball at risk a ton every time that he plays. Tennessee looks bad. They look like the real bad team in the division. Jacksonville has an opportunity tonight against the team that, even when Jacksonville has been terrible, they have found a way against Buffalo. As you know, we've heard guys on that team talking about just weird. Every time we play them, it's weird. Well, get ready for the weird tonight because it's coming to town. They're 0-2. They could easily be 2-0 coming into this football game, but they're not. They're 0-2. There's no getting around that, but they have an opportunity to win tonight and then set up a game for first place in the division next week against Houston, which last time the Jags went to Houston was the last time you felt good about the football team.
Or right? After that game,
right,
anyway.
Was the last time you felt good about the football team. Well, an opportunity to recreate some of that feeling good and returning to the Houston Texans after tonight.
I will say you can't just rely on, though, hey, funny things have happened. We have their number.
Certainly not.
Right? You got to go out there and play, obviously, right? So, I mean, and look, you look at the teams that the Jags have lost to. Cleveland, once again, looked like trash yesterday.
They're bad.
They're terrible. But we lost to them.
Yeah.
Right? Miami, now, granted, they don't have their quarterback, but they look abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost to them. And so, you know, I know what you're saying, Tony. What happened has happened, and you can still right the ship, but those things do matter because those two losses are dragging on your record right now, and it's going to make it a lot harder to make it as a wild card this year. And their AFC losses, they could come into play even in the divisional tiebreaker scenario if you, like, split with the Texans. So just win tonight.
Yeah. Well, they've put themselves in a position where virtually every one-score game they play the rest of the year they need to win, right? Like you start the year 0-2 against two teams you should beat. Virtually every time you have an opportunity to win a football game from here on out, if you're going to be a playoff team, you got to win them. There's going to be a handful of games. It's the way the NFL works. You know this, Dave. There's going to be a handful of games on the schedule where it's like we're 2 scores better. We are from the beginning. We just had their number that night. There's going to be the other way too. You get in a game against somebody, it's like, whoop, those things went bad. We weren't able to get ourselves back in. It's going to happen a handful of times in the NFL. But virtually everything in that in-between space, they've created no margin for error from here till the end of the season with the way that they started it.
And that's our problem. You know, our team is not giving us the confidence that when we get in a game that we're supposed to win, that they're going to go out and actually show up and look the part. They come out flat. They give the other team a lot of confidence. You talk about the Browns being, you know, kind of pathetic this year.
Yeah.
They had everybody sacking them in every other game but ours. I mean, if you look at the sacks, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, who do we appreciate? Our team we got 2 sacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 sacks.
Yes.
That's not good. So I'm not going to give away any of my keys, but we got to get some pressure on the quarterback. We got to apply pressure. We got to get him to the ground. We got to affect the quarterback.
All right. If you want to get in today on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines, you certainly are welcome to, as we'll try to send some positive vibes, but we'll try to be realistic about the matchup tonight with the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's played well. They had to win in comeback fashion in week 1. They won in dominant fashion against a team that had just beaten Jacksonville in week 2. But the NFL is a funny sport. Sports are a funny thing. Team A beats Team B. Team B beats Team C. Doesn't mean Team A is going to beat Team C. Happens all the time. So go out there, take care of your business tonight, like the Minnesota Vikings did yesterday against those Texans, and made C.J. Stroud look very human. And you know, is Joe Mixon that important to that offense? Because without him, they did not look the same. They got pressured a lot, and now Stroud's been sacked 11 times in 3 games. So that's something to look at going forward. But tonight we got to focus on getting Josh Allen on the ground. Hopefully Josh Hines Allen will show up and have his typical good performance against the Buffalo Bills. And going to need a lot more coming along with that as well. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard here with you, along with Dylan Denmark. Again, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. And hit us up on social media today at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at David Garrard _9 on Instagram.
There you go.
I had to always think, where's that underscore? Is it after the name or between the names? No, it's after Garrard. And, of course, at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
Maybe give Coach Denmark some tips on social media about, you know, just good special teams drills to run, kickoff drills, things like that.
Get on the ball.
It's a sore spot right now, but that's why we're leaning
All
into
appreciated.
Yes, they would be. See, he takes it a lot better than I do at this point in time. All right, so get on board. Let us know what your 3 keys to victory are. What are the 3 things you think the Jags need to get done tonight if they're going to knock off the Buffalo Bills and get out of the winless column? You don't want to join Tennessee as the only winless teams after 3 weeks in the National Football League. The opportunity is right there for this football team. Win a tough road game tonight and set up an opportunity to go beat your division rival next week in a place you won last year. And if you do that, you're at worst tied for first place in the division with Indianapolis coming in the following week. So let's get it done, and we'll see if that's exactly what's going to transpire for the Jacksonville Jaguars tonight. Again, 641-1010, the easiest way to get on board. But you can also hit us up in the YouTube virtual studio chat as well. This is Jaguars Today on a Keys to Victory Monday, the rarest of rare occasions, with David Garrard, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark. I'm Mike Dempsey on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. You know what? You want to see the world outside and how beautiful it is? Look through a Pella window and know that your house looks fantastic as well. It's going to be more energy efficient. Just trust Consumer Reports if you don't trust me. They're the #1 ranked company, Pella is, in all the major window categories out there. Pella Windows and Doors, great ratings, expert reviews. Whether you're a homeowner replacing your windows like I was, maybe you're a contractor with a brand new project, Pella can help your entire project run smoothly from start to finish. That's quality and service that you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. Starting at linebacker, number 55, Tom McManus.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads. Friday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big this summer. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime powertrain and a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give us the opportunity to earn your business today. Atlantic Boulevard, Jacksonville, or visit JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Welcome to the family.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so here's a reminder to get screened. Ackerman Cancer Center offers on-site imaging, including total body MRI. Early detection is the key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Dreamfinders Homes Monday on Jaguars Today.
Hey gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's ChadAndSandy.com.
Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. At Terminix, we know how to stop termites. These destructive pests have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so do we. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem? Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TerMinix.com. TerMinix.com. Terminix it.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local authorized technology partner and home to Xerox copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions. He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe you got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hey, there's a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event going on right now at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Monahan's is known for its natural diamonds and gemstones, but we've had so much demand for lab-grown diamonds that now through the end of September, Monahan Jewelers is having a lab-grown diamond and jewelry sales event. We've brought in a huge selection of lab-grown diamonds and jewelry to meet this incredible demand. Lab-grown diamond sales event now through the end of September at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1 second left. Hackers are ready to score. Will your business defense hold? Double-check cybersecurity stops threats 24/7. Don't wait. Visit doublecheck.com today to schedule your free security consultation. Act now and stay protected.
Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need help fixing a plumbing issue? Let our winning team go to work for you. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
Yeah, I thought the guys really handled the week fine. You know, there's been obviously, rightfully so, criticism around the team and different things, and they've handled all that well, you know, and we just have to go play. It's been a long week. I'm looking forward to Monday night.
Well, it's coming. Doug Peterson this weekend. Looking forward to tonight. Hopefully all the players are. Hopefully they play with that sense of passion. Hopefully they play with a little bit of a sense of desperation even, that, hey, 0-3 ain't it, man. 1-2 will feel a completely different way and puts you in position to take care of your business next week and be tied for first, as ugly as it's been. I don't care how ugly it is. Win the division ugly, that's beautiful, right? And that's, I think, what the Jags' focus needs to be.
It's what Houston did last year. They muddied up the division, right? Like early in the year, it felt like, here they go. Jacksonville's going to run away with this thing. Well, they found a way to muddy up the division. Minnesota got that process started yesterday. You have the opportunity to really make it look that way next week. But, yeah, a win tonight is kind of required to make that mean as much as it potentially could next week against the Houston Texans.
By the way, Trevor's going to look great when he's on his fourth team under Kevin O'Connell. Just saying. Right? I mean, I don't know how many teams it's been for Sam Darnold, but he is playing best football. And I heard the guys talk about it this morning on the way in. I think he's younger than Joe Burrow. Sam Darnold is. I mean, you know, he came in the league at like 20.
Yeah, wow. I didn't realize
Jets did their best to ruin him.
Yeah, they tried hard.
And Minnesota is trying to reclaim him. All right, let's go to the phones for the first time today at 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. You have keys to victory. Share them with us tonight to get the Jags across the finish line. Cade in Orlando going to bat leadoff today. Good morning, Cade.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy game day.
Yes, sir.
I think if this weekend showed anything, that those underdogs are barking. So I feel like we have more of a chance than maybe I thought, even going into yesterday. But 3 keys to victory for me are contain, put pressure on Josh Allen, got to find a way to get the ball to Brian Thomas Jr., and the biggest one probably, you got to eliminate the mistakes that you can control. No more mental errors, no more getting the play in late. Got to figure that out. And as AC/DC once sang, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. And if the Jags want to rock and roll and get right back into this AFC South race, they got to show they're ready to do it tonight. So thanks, gents. Appreciate you taking my call. Have a great day and go Jags.
Appreciate you checking in. Go Jags indeed. Getting the ball to Brian Thomas is a big thing that we've all clamored for, Dave, after the first couple weeks. You see how the Giants continue to force feed the ball to Malik Neighbors with some pretty good results, right? I mean, honestly, if they had a kicker available to them last week, they'd probably be 2-1 right now, and it's come primarily because Neighbors has been the focal point of that offense.
Yeah, I got to imagine and most people keys is getting the ball to Brian Thomas. You know, he's somebody that you have to try to feed because we're not getting any production from anyone else. So he's the one that's been making all the plays this year so far. So let's see what he can do if he has a plethora of balls thrown at him. You know, why not? He's your young rookie with speed. He's definitely hungry because he hasn't been tainted at all by the NFL. We have to definitely come out and fast start, get after these guys. Don't wait around to the second half to see how you can change up your offense and maybe you can get some key plays here or there. Let's come out, start the game off. You're the only team on at that time when you start the game. So let's come out with a fast start and show the world we can do.
Right. All eyes on you at least for 45 minutes tonight. Tony, I think Christian Kirk's got to be a heavy part of this game plan as well because Teron Johnson's been ruled out for the Buffalo Bills, and he's a really good nickel corner. And, Christian Kirk should be a guy that is getting the ball 5, 6, 7 times a game, based on his skills and his rapport with Trevor Lawrence. And granted, I understand the drops in week 1, but you can't throw it to him 3 times officially in a game and have him catch the ball 1 time for -1 yards in a game where you're scoring only 13 points like you did last week.
He's expected to be a way better, more productive player for you than that, right? So he is the guy that you need to rely on to some degree. Evan Ingram's not playing tonight for the second week in a row, so it should expand those opportunities a little bit more for Christian Kirk, who should be kind of that short to medium part of the field guy for you. In this offense, Britton Strange is what he is, right? Going into year 2 of his career. I don't think he's bad, but he's not Ingram, right? Like, he's certainly not going to be on that level. And I do wonder what the impact of Gabe Davis going back to Buffalo could be tonight, because he has been the most targeted player in the Jaguars passing game to this point in the season. I've been surprised by the way they've used him at times. Like, he has been kind of that more deep to intermediate kind of guy. The way that they've used him, he's been the more going over the middle, which I understand you'd rather have Gabe. He's bigger than Brian Thomas Jr. doing those kind of things. But yeah, Brian Thomas Jr., let's find out exactly how much he can do. Right? And it's like, let's try him short. Let's try him medium.
Right.
Let's try him long. Like,
quick slants, drag routes,
he's
everything,
shown
man.
enough at this point that it's like, yeah, we need to get the ball in his hands more, because he's the one of the guys that they have on the outside right now that if you get the ball in his hands, it could go. Like, he does have that kind of athleticism. If he makes one guy miss, he could go. He can make a 5-yard play into a 30-yard play in a flash. Like, he's the one they have that can do that kind of thing. They haven't allowed him the opportunity to do that yet. When they've hit him, it's been, let's try this 50-yard bomb to Brian Thomas Jr., and they should try that kind of thing.
And those are fine, yeah.
Right. Like, they should be doing that to him because he's the guy that they should do that with. But I think he's a talented enough player. Give him an opportunity to do other things. He had the drop on that slant last week. I would have loved to have seen where that wound up, because that felt like a play where he was in that kind of situation. He had space between him and the defender, and I think he was about to put the Jets on, and it'd be 25 yards downfield before you could blink.
Should be throwing that pattern 4 times a game.
Absolutely.
You know?
And if you drop one, that's okay. You caught 5 other ones.
Exactly.
You know, so you kind of hide the one drop, and now the offense doesn't feel like, oh, here we go, he's not catching the ball, and da-da-da-da. Because she's only thrown it to him 2 or 3 times, and one of them he dropped. That's human nature. They drop. Also, the defense is always looking at your receivers thinking, okay, which guy scares us? He is that guy. He is that guy that scares you. So that means the DB is going to turn his hips a little sooner. He's going to start running out there a little faster. And when the receiver drops his hips and he turns it into a curl or a deep out or a comeback, whatever it is, it's going to be more wide open. It's going to give the quarterback more comfortability throwing that ball out there to him. But if you only throw it to them 2 or 3 times, they're not going to feel pressed that much. You want them to be on their heels so that when he does cut the route short, now he's so wide open, it's so easy of a throw.
Right, make him take him away if you
do
can.
that too.
And because if you do that, they're committing a lot of resources to that guy. It's I'm looking at the box score yesterday from Seattle and Miami. DK Metcalf, he only had the ball thrown to him 6 times, but he hit the big look. When he gets an inch of separation, he's not going to get caught. I feel the same way about Brian Thomas, right? And so they hit that 71-yarder pretty early in that football game. That changes the way they have to defend you the rest of the game. They got to back off, and it opens up things for the running game, opens up things underneath. He only ended up catching 3 other passes for about 33 yards, but that's a huge impact on the game. Each time the Jags have taken that deep shot to Brian Thomas, small sample, but drawn the pass interference, and you got the 66-yard reception. So, at least once a half, I want to be taking a shot to him downfield. Is part of your normal progression, or whether you need to, Dave, max protect it and make sure you give him opportunities.
Why not?
I mean, he can run by anybody. He's got just that special explosiveness. Now, on the other side, Buffalo doesn't come in with that. They don't come in with that one guy like they've had with Stephon Diggs, where you're like, well, this guy could have a dozen catches today for 140 yards, whatever the case. They've spread it out to a number of guys. Don't let this be the night when Dalton Kincaid gets his rhythm, though, right? I mean, he's been a guy that they haven't even really looked at that much. He only played, I think, 19 snaps last week. Now, he got tested for a concussion, but he didn't have one, went back in the game. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Talking to Prisco this summer, he was up there at Bills camp. He said, man, the way they're treating this guy, which just goes to show you, by the way, that whatever you see in the offseason doesn't always apply. But he goes, he's going to catch 120 passes this year. I mean, he is the focal point of this offense. Well, he's had like 4 looks in the first 2 weeks of the season. Let's keep it that way tonight. I mean, he's a dangerous player. Josh Allen himself, the most dangerous guy that's going to be out there, and he can wreck the game plan no matter what. He's got that Roethlisberger-sized body. He can shake off, arm tackles and things like that. He can pick up 3rd and 11 with his feet. He can do a lot of things that you have to account for, so hopefully the Jags will be able to do just that.
Yeah, I think Buffalo is a pretty fair reflection of what the NFL has looked like early in the 2024 season. Yeah, they lost a bunch of playmakers on the outside, but the NFL early on this year has been, we got to run the ball.
Yeah.
That's been the way that the NFL has worked. And Buffalo being a team that, look, every year when the Jags have played this game against Buffalo, it's like we don't have to worry about the run because they don't. Mm-hmm. That's been the deal with the Bills forever. That they just want to throw the ball 500 times a game. They're not in that kind of mode right now. And you can go look. Khalil Shakir is their leading target guy on the year. He's had 8. Right? That's the most targeted guy in the Buffalo offense
Brian
through
Thomas
2 games.
Feel right at home.
Right.
Yeah.
And the second guy is Dalton Kincaid with 6. Dalton Kincaid and Keon Coleman have 6 targets apiece right now in the Buffalo game. Josh Allen has thrown for, 371 yards.
He threw for like 130 last week.
Right. Through 2 weeks. They are running the ball so much better than they typically have. And obviously Josh Allen's a big part of that.
Yeah.
Because he is one of the poster boys in the NFL. There's a handful of those guys. Obviously, Lamar would be at the top of this, but he's the guy that you get those stats. You guys get him every week. If the quarterback turns 3 third downs into a first down with his legs, our chance to win this game goes up to like 90%. Well, Josh Allen is that guy. Whatever they're not getting in the other parts of the game, he's so big, he's so hard to tackle that 2 or 3 times a game, you did everything right on defense, but it doesn't matter. Because it takes more than one guy to put him on the ground.
By the way, 16's allowed to be that guy, right?
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, yeah, I know you've been calling for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it because the season basically is on the line right here. Like, let's go out and do whatever it takes. And sometimes that means I got to use my legs to make some plays, to get some plays started. Sometimes the team just needs that little spark or whatever it is. And the quarterback always has the ball. So you always have an opportunity to provide some kind of spark.
Yeah, I don't know if the season is literally on the line, but it should feel that way.
In their minds, it should feel like it's on the line.
They should come out and play with that level of aggression tonight. All right, if you want to be a part of the conversation, 641 1010 is the easiest way to do it here on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can jump in that YouTube virtual studio chat or hit us up on social media as well with your keys to victory for the Jags. What do they have to do in terms of slowing Buffalo? What do they have to do in terms of getting themselves going to make you feel like they've got at least a puncher's chance to come out with a chance to get their record to 1-2 after tonight? And 1-2 is going to look a whole lot better than 0-3, believe me. All right, Mike Dempsey, David Garrard, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark. This is Jaguars Today on a rare game day edition on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Look, maybe you spent the weekend chowing down and you don't feel great about yourself, and you look in the mirror and you're like, man, you know what, it's just getting harder and harder. I'm giving up on it. You know what? Plenty of us have felt that way until Awaken 180 Weight Loss rolled around. Not only do they promise you'll lose the weight, you'll lose it rapidly, and they back up their promise. You're going to keep that weight loss off. You eat to lose weight. You turn your body into a fat-burning machine. I started with Awaken 180 a little over a year ago, lost 26 pounds rapidly, and haven't found them since. And that's the beauty of it. Once you hit your goal weight, free coaching and support for life from Awaken 180 from a group that has over a 98% satisfaction rating from over 21,000 customers. Help you lose that 20, 40, 60, 100 pounds, whatever it is, but more importantly, be able to have an expectation that you can maintain that weight loss into the future. Call Awaken 180 at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Googan Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed has taken action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit by lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.59% APR, the lowest in 2 years. Whether you got your loan last month or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto and dump that high-rate loan. You can lock in a lower rate fast with virtually no paperwork and usually no appraisal. There's no limit on how many times you can refi, so get started. Even if you're in process with another lender, give Loan Pronto a call. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Purchase loans available as well, so call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS consumeraccess.org.
Jaguars Today. You're settled into a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
It's a scary time of year,
especially for North Florida jewelry stores. It's a buy one, get one free on wedding bands, happening now through Halloween.
At the St. John's Town Center or at BeardsDiamonds.com.
Everything about the game has changed, except for the most important thing. What you have inside. It is what drives the game. It refuses to be ignored. It sweats everything, turns an athlete into a legend. Gatorade, is it in you?
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Hicken here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
Cold beer and good grub. That's what you'll get at Taps on 210. Just a great neighborhood feel where friends and family get together. Check out Taps in the Winn-Dixie Plaza, just west of 95 on County Road 210, proudly supporting our 9 after 5 weekly. Head there for a cold one.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour. With benefits, that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
Is an injury keeping you on the sidelines? Whether it's your shoulder, neck, back, knee, wrist, or ankle, don't let pain hold you back any longer. At Injury Care Centers, they offer the same high-tech treatments trusted by the pros to supercharge your recovery without surgery. The road to recovery starts the moment you pick up the phone. 904-783-0008. That's 904-783-0008. Injury care starts at Injury Care Centers.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars offense will be without one of its top playmakers tonight against the Buffalo Bills. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport with the latest on Evan Ingram.
Not as good news for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Remember last week before the game, their standout tight end Evan Ingram hurt his hamstring, was ruled out before the game even started. Still not back yet. Has been ruled out tonight. Potentially next week he'd be good to go, but we know the Jaguars are not going to have one of their top weapons tonight.
Ian Rappaport this morning on NFL Network. Meanwhile, safety Darnell Savage has been downgraded from questionable to out for tonight with a quad injury. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by waterboyjacks.com.
All right, if you go online at jaguars.com/game/day, you can find it. Go down the rabbit hole. If you want to go, they're having a watch party tonight at Everbank. And you do have to, like training camp, you got to register ahead of time. But it's free. Parking's free, the whole thing. So if you want to go watch tonight at the Gallagher Club West at Everbank, you can do that. Just hop on to jaguars.com. Make sure that you register for that ahead of time. The Roar will be out there. Jacksonville, the D-line will all be showing up to make it a festive atmosphere, taking place from 6:30 to 11 o'clock tonight. So if you want to be part of that, you know where to get to it on the West Club entrance there at Everbank. And again, make sure you log on and get your tickets squared away before you arrive down there. All right, let's go. Oh, look who's here. It only took an 0-2 start to get him to check in. Saqib.
Oh, boy.
Where you been, Saqib?
Crying like a little girl. I mean, just crying.
That's what I assumed.
Listen, the keys to the victory today is it's Saqib's birthday.
Oh.
Okay, so keys to the victory today is Saqib's his birthday. So y'all got to win, period, in a discussion. There's nothing else to say. All Saqib wants is is a win for his birthday. I don't ask for nothing else. I'm not asking for no gifts. I ain't asking for nothing. All I want is 300 yards, 2 touchdowns from our quarterback, and no turnovers and a victory. That's all I want. I don't ask for nothing much, man.
Happy birthday, Sakib.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you, brother.
All right, bro. I don't want anything except all these stats, all these things that I'm going to list right now.
I just want these 53 guys to work their hardest that they possibly can and pull off the upset on the road on Monday Night Football. It's a small ask.
I don't want anything, though, but do that. And here are the stats you need to have.
He didn't want you to spend any money on
Look, we love Sakib. Sakib has been a long-suffering Jags fan at times. He wears it. I just really thought this was such an emotionally uplifting offseason. We would have heard from him at some point during that stretch. But no, Sakib waits until it's time to kind of scooch out to the edge of the ledge and take a peek over and see what the fall looks like. And it's all right. Happy birthday, Sakib. Note, I didn't ask him how old he is. I got a guess in my head. I'll have to talk to him the next time he calls in about that. Kenny on the west side is next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Kenny.
Good morning, fellas. It is game day.
Yes.
So I'm going to get right into my keys to winning. Number one, line of scrimmage. Our big guys have to push back their big guys. No more of the O-line standing around with not blocking anybody while the ball carrier, whether it be a running back or quarterback, is in a dog pile underneath 4 guys. Secondly, this may be a game, if he's healthy enough, where Bigsby gets more touches in the run game than ETN because of his ability to run between the tackles, and then you let ETN shut the door at the end as he has an explosive run. And third, I don't get caught up in the Trevor Lawrence's generational stuff or whatever. I want him to do well. However, if there's a night to be generational, your team is 0-2, you got a national spotlight, tonight's the night that we get Trevor Lawrence that beat Alabama in the national championship game, Trevor Lawrence that ran for they had a 70-yard run or whatever against Ohio State, the Trevor Lawrence that was the bane of my existence as an FSU fan. That's the Trevor Lawrence we need. And as an additional bonus for Key, since I'm not doing so well in my sports betting, I'm not sure what platform you guys have sponsored, so I won't name a name. I'm going to put all my bets on the Bills so that it go opposite as all my other bets have. And I'll let y'all have a good day.
We appreciate it, Kenny. It's
Everyone's
one of those,
got to do their part.
Right. You do what you can, and hopefully it goes the other way. Officially in confidence picks, I picked Buffalo to win the game. I got the rest of the AFC South right this week, Tony. You may have as well. I'm not sure. I'm just saying, I don't know. Do I need to switch it up, because I'm on that hot streak, or do I let it ride? I don't think it really has much.
The problem is they've given you nothing to think, okay, this is going to be it. We're just Jags fans, so we're saying it's time, Jags. Now is the time. But that doesn't give you a confidence if somebody says, hey, you can win this if you put money on this. You can win money if you put money on this. Which one are you really going to do? That's where it comes in. When
Happy
it's
to
real
pay
life.
the money or win the money. Win or lose, that's what that sounded like to me.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
fine.
the one actual one of the points there was about Tank Bigsby. We don't even know if Tank's available tonight. He's questionable. He got rocked last week in dealing with that shoulder issue. So it could be that it's a little bit more on Travis Etienne with the big touchdown against him last year. It could be that Dearness Johnson needs to, be in there and pick up the slack and get lined up properly.
That helps.
That would help. Absolutely. All right, let's continue along here with Spencer checking in from Yulee next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Spencer.
Good morning, fellas.
What's up?
I just wanted to but I've been listening.
Spencer, your phone is not working out right now. We'll try to get back to you here. Maybe Dylan can pick you up and see if we can get that squared away. Maybe you're in a bad area, but we'll try to get back to you here. Byron in Gainesville next.
Good morning,
Good
fam.
morning, fam. Duval! Come on, Byron. Get us fired up.
Oh, guys, I tell you, I was listening to, I think it was Talib or whoever guy, and my birthday was yesterday. I'm not tooting my own horn, but happy birthday to all Virgos. And he just missed it, but all September birthdays. But, guys, I'm going to be real quick. Man, I know this is a must-win game. I just feel we going to do it. I'm going to call up my holiday spirit again. It's
getting a little weak, but we going to call him the saber-tooth tiger to come on in there tonight. And the Jaguars going to get a big win. I don't think it's going to be as ugly as the 9-6 win, but Josh Allen Hines going to do it up. Go Jags, baby!
Thank you, Byron. I will say Josh Allen Hines, Allen Joshua, whatever you want to call him. Tonight, by the way, 9-6 in favor of the Jags would be gorgeous.
Oh, take it all day
tonight.
long.
It'd be fantastic. The ugliest 9-6 win you can possibly imagine would be just delightful at this point in time.
Just win, baby.
I mean, look, I'll take 37-3 as well, but just got to get the W at this point in time, and scratch and claw, and if you play great doing it, so be it. If you play ugly and win, fine. Play ugly and win over play beautiful and lose.
Yeah.
Richard on the south side, next here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning, fellas. What's going on?
What is
Go
up?
Jags, baby.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I just wanted to know, really a question for David, because I agree with him so much, man. I feel like if Trevor used his feet and he that Clemson quarterback, man, and it'll just make our offense so more dynamic, bro. Like, is it a point for a quarterback to, is it something before the game where you like, hey, I got to use my feet tonight in order to beat these guys or extend plays? Or is it like, after my second read, I just need to take off? Or, what is it that would maybe help him to get in his mind, use my feet, make me more dynamic? And you guys have a good one, man. David, you the man, bro.
Thank you, Richard.
Appreciate that. Yeah, so sometimes you get in the game, and the game kind of dictates what you got to start doing. They're getting after me. I'm getting hit back here often. I'm not completing passes. I'm not maybe feeling as comfortable as the way I started the game. And so you start using your legs to kind of open things up so the defense is on their heels a little bit. And then when you do that, it gives you more confidence. It gave me more confidence as a quarterback that I'm able to use my legs, and now they're not coming after me as much. They're having to kind of gauge what I'm going to do back there in the pocket. But now that gives me a little bit more time to get to my receivers and hit guys open. But also, like I said before, the ball is in my hand every play. So I can affect the game at some point. Now, you want to be calculated. You don't want to just take off just to be taken off. But you get a feel for how much they're getting after you in the game. And also, are my guys getting open? And if they're not, if you have those two things coming together, then you got to be able to use your legs to kind of get the defense to dial it back a little bit, I guess, if you will, to get on their heels so they're not able to just pick up on what you're doing right away. Because if you're being very obvious in your play calls, like we like to say sometimes, they don't know that if I take off and get 16 here, that's not part of the play call. So now we're not as obvious with our calls, and we're not as obvious as an offense. So that's where I think he just needs to use his legs more. You saw it in the last game when he did. He had a lot of success with it. Sometimes it happens where you take off too early, but I'd rather give my team an opportunity more times than none, because I don't want to make a mistake where I left the pocket too early that one time, but I gave you 5 other first downs, So just give us something. Give your team something. You guys all know it. When your quarterback takes off, and even when he gets hit down the field or something like that, your team is jacked. I mean, they're like, hey, get down. But they're still jacked because you're doing whatever it takes for us to get this win.
And at the same time, Tony, I feel it's so demoralizing when you're the team that's rooting for the defense and that quarterback goes for 8 on 3rd and 7.
I feel like 0-2 casts such a long shadow. Right. And I think Trevor, whatever progress we've seen from Trevor, it's living in that shadow right now, because I do think all the stuff we've talked about the entire offseason, he needs to protect the ball. He needs, all these different things we talked about, he's doing.
Yeah.
Right? And I think we spent the offseason saying he needs to protect himself, know when he needs to run, know when he needs to get down. And I think he's been pretty good about that early on in the season as well. But the guys on that team that are letting him down consistently right now on these 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, I think you go into this game tonight and you say, look, Christian Kirk's going to be my guy. And early in this game, when you get put in that situation and you throw it, you make the right read, the right pass. If the ball hits the ground, the next time it comes up, I think in his head he has to say, I got to go. We need a first down.
Yeah.
The moment's too big to wait on all those other things anymore. I think it exposes him more. And I think the team is right to say, expose yourself less. We can't afford to lose you for any period of time. But they're 0-2 right now, and I'm with you. It doesn't feel like do or die, but it needs to feel that way in that room.
Yeah, in that locker room.
Going into this game tonight. And kind of like the New Orleans game on Thursday night last year when he had the injury going into it, and everyone's like, I don't know how close to 100% he's going to be. When that guy takes off, that's the guy that last week against Cleveland, when he got mad, things turned. Right? Like things on the field turned when Trevor Lawrence was the guy showing that kind of energy. I think early in this game tonight, you do what you're supposed to do. And if it lets you down, then you say, okay, then I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
and when you do that, I think you pick everybody up around you.
And that's what I mean. Let it come to you when you can feel that I've got to do something here. Because there's been plenty of times I've been in plenty of games where I'm like, I have to do something. I've got to do something here because the things that we're trying is not working or the guys are just off today. So let me just use my legs, protect the ball when I do it, but use my legs to get a little spark going. We just need something.
Let's have it's a lot of positive coming out of. I mean, I don't care how many times he does it. I just, do it at key moments.
Yep.
Convert a few key first downs. Protect yourself, obviously. But, at times the game's on the line in the fourth quarter. I mean, we got to win this football game, right?
We do.
I hear what you're saying, Dave. It's not absolutely must win, but it's got to be somewhat of that attitude for those guys.
And we should see that from the start of the game with these guys.
So. And then wonder why we didn't have that feeling last week. Yep. But last week is last week. You can't do anything about it. Can you improve upon that and go out there and get that win tonight? All right, if you want to get in, 641-1010, phone line starting to fill back up. We'll take you in the order that you've come in here on Jaguars Today. David Garrard's in on a Keys to Victory Monday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Good drives bring more points. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville brings you the drive of the game.
Great job.
On 1010XL. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our two blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market. Most passing yards, gives the most for your trade. Most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase. Super Bowl champion, wow customer service. This looks like a winning season for everyone. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville where you can score big all season long.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410. Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Jaguars Today.
Right now, they're on their way to ruin your day. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. And if you're not prepared, you will suffer. Yes, it's that time of the year. Heat and humidity are attacking North Florida. But help is at hand. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike Merritt has a license to chill and lets you maintain your comfort zone at a bargain price. How? Mike Merritt stands ready to help, routine or emergencies. And Mike Merritt knows emergencies can happen at any time. So with Mike, there's never any overtime charges. And Mike's team works without commissions. Merritt will never try to sell you parts you don't need. You can't trust just anyone with a truck. Call Mike Merritt, the company North Florida has trusted for 35 years. Call today. License number CAC 050384.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic. My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Welcome to ABS Advanced Business Solutions, your local print management partner and home to Xerox and HP copiers.
Advanced Business Solutions.
GoABSinc.com.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Don't bring those old, beat-up cornhole boards to the party again. Mystic Cornhole can upgrade your tailgate experience with a customized set of professional quality boards built in Jags. Visit their Instagram page or mysticcornholecompany.com.
Hicken here with my concierge doctor, Richard Townsend. Doc T, how does a concierge direct primary care operate?
We are a membership-based primary care made directly between the patient and physician. We'll have a limited amount of patients that allows us to give unlimited access and personal service to you. This individualized approach has been shown to lower hospitalizations as well as maintain healthier lives. We also give 24/7 access via phone to me outside of our scheduled office hours.
To learn more, go to mypvconcierge.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Riddled Wellness. Florida head coach Billy Napier likes how his team was very deliberate in attacking the Mississippi State defense.
And I think that's what we did well today. We took what the defense gave us, and we were spot on. I think the decision-making was really good. I thought we were on point.
FSU head coach Mike Norvell, when asked about the performance of his quarterback in Saturday's win, he commented on the overall offensive performance.
So offensively, we did what was necessary to win the game. Still don't feel that, that was a performance that, offensively of what we're capable of.
Miami Hurricanes are proving to be the class of collegiate football in the state, due in large part to quarterback Cam Ward, according to head coach Mario Cristobal.
I know Cam's going to be upset with me, so some of the throws he missed by a hair. So that's the kind of guy he is, always trying to get better, but he's dynamic. He continues to prove he's dynamic.
That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:56, it's 83 degrees. Time and Center brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Not just Monday, Deep at Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
Yeah, baby, DG is here on the rare Keys to Victory Monday. So let's get the dub. Let's screw everyone's minds up, Tony, as we give away a few Victory Monday T-shirts on Tuesday. At least I've been waiting for weeks to be able to do that.
That'll be a piece of Jaguars trivia, like Jaguars Today trivia in like 8 years.
Yes.
What day of the week did we give away the first
Victory Monday
Victory
shirts?
Monday shirts.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because we're the Jags.
That's how it worked that year.
It's all good, man. All right, we will go around the league here coming up, but we want to get your keys to victory for these Jacksonville Jaguars. Appreciate you hanging on through the break as Eric in Atlanta did just that. Eric, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead, please.
Look, guys, we've been here before. After 30 years of this Jacksonville team, the only thing we know about football is we're never out of the fight. Brunell, Pacelli, Coughlin, Jimmy Smith, Wayne Weaver. No one believed in it. Said we got John Elway and the 14-2 Denver Broncos and Mile High for the divisional. That's opportunity. Let's make it happen tonight in Buffalo. Go Jags.
All right. Thank you, Eric. Eric is succinct. He's like, hey, we got history to rely on. I don't know if that has anything to do. I was waiting for him to go, we got Garrard. We got,
didn't want to go that.
He didn't go that deep.
No, he didn't go that deep.
That's okay.
17 defense.
I understand what he's saying, man. You know, nobody thought that the Jags are this upstart expansion team, whatever, right? So whatever it is, just win the game tonight. Find a way to win this football game. You will flip the narrative of this season. Now, you got to back that up, and you got to continue to play better going forward. But you fall to 0-3, man, and you're in the bottom 2 in the league. And, I mean,
that is not where you want to be.
It is not at all where you want to be, man. Look, 1 and 2 is not where you want to be, but it gives you an opportunity to play for first place and change this season. Look, again, give me an ugly 9-8 division-winning Jaguar team. I'll take it. Whatever it takes to win the AFC South, whatever the record is, will I be satisfied? I'm always going to want more. But, yeah, right now, I'll be satisfied with a playoff berth at this point in time. Then we'll go from there and see what kind of shape we're in, what kind of matchups we have. But, again, starts with a win tonight. Let's go to Travis in Palm Beach next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Travis.
Good morning, fellas. My 3 keys to victory today are going to be we got to run for at least 125 yards. We got to make the easy plays. Trevor's got to make the easy throws. Receivers have to make the easy catches. And we got to force at least 1 turnover. It's Monday night, prime time. Let's put a do ball on the map. It's a statement game. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate it. I'm going to double up there. I think they got to get a couple.
Yeah.
Right? It has not been a turnover-forcing defense. And sometimes, the opportunities aren't there. But sometimes, when the team's, missing their 2 starting offensive tackles, you got to go in there and create some disruption. They weren't able to get enough of that last week. Let's hope they can do that tonight, Dave. I don't care, fumble on a kickoff. Fine. Take advantage. Whatever opportunities, create some opportunities for yourself. But especially with an offense that has been struggling for 2 weeks, if you could set them up with a couple of short fields, that could go a long way tonight.
Absolutely. It changes the momentum of the game, So it's something that we've got to do. We haven't gotten a turnover yet, right? So we've got to get one. We've got to figure out a way to get more than one, honestly, just like you said, Mike. So it's going to come down to this defense being opportunistic. They've got to be in the right spots. They've got to be punching at the balls, which I don't know if I see that as much with our guys. But that's something that everybody does now. When you're making that tackle, you come in swinging with a haymaker.
Oh, gosh, who was it yesterday, Tone? It was Mike McCarthy, right? Mm-hmm. Like somebody came in and Derrick Henry's trying to run it, and they did come in with the punch.
Last series.
And he was mad that they didn't get him more. He's like, get in there. Like he's telling him on the side, like punch that thing.
Well, you could see it, like
the
camera angle, the defender like wrapped his hand around, and I think he went behind him. So he's going for the ball. Henry just happened. He was holding it loose, but he held it high enough on the jump that the arm went right underneath it. If it hits the ball there, I think Dallas probably wins the game. Right? Like, that's how close the margins were in a game where Baltimore was in complete control. But it also speaks to how big those kind of moments are within these games. Dallas had all kinds of momentum. If they had made that kind of play at the end of it, too, like, you could feel Baltimore was ready to go, you could feel it in that game. They just didn't quite create that opportunity.
They couldn't believe I think they put it into neutral a little too soon in that game. And they were just like, we got him held off here.
And we had our own moment with ETN.
Yes.
I mean, the ball was punched perfectly, but just think about the momentum we had right before that punch. We were literally going in to win the game, to give the Dolphins no chance.
Give them a beating
whatsoever, and that ball got punched out and everything changed.
Absolutely. Let's get back out to it. Phil is in Volano, and next on Jaguars Today. Hello, Phil.
Hey, guys, let's go. Let's beat these Bills.
Let's
We're
go.
We're eating some buffalo wings tonight, and I'm hoping Trevor can pull out of that 7-game losing streak. If we do lose, what's the game plan? What do we do? We blame the coach, blame the quarterback. What do we do?
Depends on how the game plays.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. I mean,
we had to watch that game first to
right. I'm not going to blame anybody until I know how we lost.
Who
if in
should
fact
be
we do
blamed?
lose,
Yeah.
So, what are we going to do? We're going to show up tomorrow and go, damn, it sucks to be 0-3. But I don't know what else we can really do. It's not. I don't expect Shad Khan to make sweeping changes 3 weeks into the season. And barring that, there are only so many personnel tweaks you can make with this football team. We'll find out tonight if they make any of those along the way. But I'm not going to anticipate who we're going to blame yet until we at least see how the game plays
I'm
out.
not making a list of who we're blaming
before
the game.
Hopefully, and Phil is just I get it. We got to put ourselves in these mental positions where we kind of expect the worst because they give you the worst too often. And they're absolutely capable. I mean, they beat this Bills team last year. You look at that game. To our previous caller, talked about 125 yards rushing. ETN had 26 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns in the game last year. Trevor threw for 315. He was 25 of 37 in that game. Threw for 315 and a touchdown. Calvin Ridley was the big receiver, so we don't have him. He had 7 for 122. Stephon Diggs had 8 for 121 and a touchdown. So, Keon Coleman has not made the same impact on their team that Brian Thomas Jr. has made on this team.
Nope.
So I think in terms of where they stood compared to last year, let's go out there and find out. We're down a couple of starters on defense. They're down a couple of starters on defense.
That's how the league works.
That's exactly how the league works. All right, why don't we, speaking of the league, go around and take a look at what went down this weekend.
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
Houston wide receiver Tank Dell was evaluated for a hand injury yesterday, but should be fine, according to Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans. LA Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert aggravated an ankle injury and was unable to finish the game yesterday. He was seen in a walking boot afterwards. Chargers defensive end Joey Bosa was ruled out of the game with a hip injury, and offensive tackle Rashawn Slater left the game and was unable to return with a pectoral injury. Miami quarterback Skylar Thompson was knocked out of their loss to Seattle with what head coach Mike McDaniel called a pretty painful rib injury after the game. Cleveland defensive end Myles Garrett will be getting an MRI today after aggravating a foot injury that he had been playing through the last 2 weeks during their loss to the Giants yesterday. Detroit tight end Sam Laporta suffered a sprained ankle, and defensive back Brian Branch a neck injury in the Lions' win over Arizona. Carolina Panthers wide receiver Adam Thielen was ruled out of their win over Las Vegas in the second half with a hamstring injury, and Philadelphia wide receiver Devontae Smith suffered a concussion yesterday, missed the fourth quarter of that game.
Damn it. Hope you're all right, Devontae, but could have used a few more points in the Breakfast Bowl as well. But definitely hope you're all right. Adam Thielen hurt himself diving and catching a touchdown, so at least he went out on top right there for that particular moment. And look, I mean, Carolina looked like the most hapless team in the league, and they were. And Andy Dalton is not exactly a spring chicken, went out there, and you had the feeling that there would be some better level of intensity. When you replace the quarterback, we got a chance to, to complete some basic stuff out there right now. But, look, Vegas had just come off a road win against Baltimore. That's the league, man. It
is.
Buffalo housed Miami. Miami beat Jacksonville. Doesn't matter when the Jags play the Bills tonight. You just got to go out there and find a way to not let Josh Allen go crazy. I think almost more so, don't let James Cook go crazy tonight. Because if James Cook is doing what he wants, then you're going to be in trouble. I don't know what Jags run defense is going to show up, Dave, but in week 1 against like the quicker type backs, the Jags did a nice job containing Miami's running game, I thought. Last week, they decided we'll just run Deontay Foreman right at him. That's not the Bills' running attack.
Yeah.
They're not going to try to run it downhill on you between the tackles all that often. Occasionally they will with Cook, but if they can, make Cook work for his tonight, don't let him have that 6-yard a carry average and put this on a not fully developed passing game, I think that is a big key for tonight's game.
Absolutely. I mean, the Bills know that they don't have like that marquee guy out there at receiver to be able to just say take over the game. So they're trying to do it by committee. Like, hey, we're going to hit this guy. We're going to try to hand the ball off as much as possible because that's been successful for us to start this year. And then, Josh Allen, make sure you do some stuff with your legs too. I'm sure his coaches haven't come and said, hey, go run all over this team or these teams, but they're saying, hey, we're going to need you to add some plays with your legs to help this offense out. Now, be smart. You can't be jumping over everybody, unless you're scoring a touchdown, but we're going to need your help. We're not going to be able to just do it throwing it. We're not going to be able to just do it running it. Teams know you can do it, but they don't know when you're going to do it. So just help us when you can.
Last year, the Jags absolutely dominated the Bills' running game. I mean, James Cook had 5 carries for -4 yards.
Wow.
In the game, Josh Allen was the leading rusher with 14 on 4 carries. Give us that kind of performance. I'm going to feel great about the Jags' chance of winning this game. Now, a lot of other funny things can happen.
I'd be stunned if they lose.
If they had that kind of run defense.
If they have that kind of run defense tonight, they'll win the game.
Well, I mean, that's why Buffalo ran away from Miami. It was kind of the run game. And they had the pick 6, which kind of snowballed it, and that put the game away officially. But they got up. It was like 17-7, very reminiscent of where the Jags were, and James Cook broke the long one for a touchdown. They get the pick six, and then the route is on at that point in time, and that's how close we were to doing that kind of thing. But, close doesn't get you a W necessarily.
Does not.
641-1010 if you want to get on board and give us your keys to victory for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And maybe do a little keys to victory roundtable when we come back and just throw out some different ideas for what the Jags need to accomplish tonight to give them the best chance to win. Win the game, and you understand where you sit at 1-2, but heading to Houston to take on the division leader with a chance to even up your record and have a head-to-head tiebreak over them. Can't focus on that now, but damn sure we'll be focusing on that tomorrow morning if the Jags find a way to have one more point on the scoreboard tonight. So if you want to get in, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines or on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You're listening to Jaguars Today on a Keys to Victory Monday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. We live the best moments from the weekend's games. That's what superstars do. Post-game Monday. Expert analysis of Sunday's game all day. Brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff on 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle. At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, with 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle. Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. Get your tickets now, starting at just $25 for grounds passes. Public parking is free, and our military get complimentary tournament access courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. The 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Anderson, energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
It's a Dreamfinders Homes Monday.
Official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Pickett here for Bout 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bout 9. Visit Bout 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bout 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Hey, Scarline here. If you're like me in the fall, you want to watch football, not clean. Enter Molly Maid, voted Bold City Best Cleaning Service 3 years in a row. Molly Maid is reliable, friendly, and thorough. Visit mollymaid.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, let's talk about diamond cutting. How is a diamond price affected by the way it is cut?
Frank, that's probably the most important question asked about diamonds, because the trade-off between a diamond cut for maximum beauty and one that's not is the diamond's carat weight. You see, diamond cutters buy rough diamonds based on quality and weight. So as they cut the rough diamond, everything cut away affects profits. However, there's specific known cutting parameters, and each deviation from these means they have a heavier, less beautiful diamond. Unfortunately, a customer can't detect all those cutting imperfections. They need expert help about a diamond's cut grade. You see, for any round diamond of a particular color, clarity, and carat weight, there are as many as 10 different prices that can vary by as much as 50%. At Underwoods, we look specifically at how a diamond's cut before we look at anything else, because it's the most important factor when it comes to a diamond's beauty, and to us, whether it should carry the Underwood name or not.
It's soccer around the world, and here at home on the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour on 1010XL. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley for Soccer Talk.
Tuesday nights at 6
on 1010 a.m.
Brackish Vodka, the official vodka of UNF Athletics, 100% made in Jacksonville, is available at all local liquor stores. Visit Browdy's, Total Wine, ABC, Shores, Golden, Sahara's, Golden Ox, and more. Drink our gluten-free San Francisco Spirit award-winning vodka and see why it's the smoothest vodka you can buy. When you drink Brackish Vodka, you support all of our local employees and all the money stays in Jacksonville. Drink Brackish Vodka and live life slightly salty. Proud partner of the Jaguars.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed has taken action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit by lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.59% APR, the lowest in 2 years. Whether you got your loan last month or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto and dump that high-rate loan. You can lock in a lower rate fast with virtually no paperwork and usually no appraisal. There's no limit on how many times you can refi, so get started. Even if you're in process with another lender, give Loan Pronto a call. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Purchase loans available as well, so call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLSconsumeraccess.org.
Are your toilets flushing slow? Shower drain starting to back up? Bad smells? These are all major signs that your septic tank needs to be pumped out. Call DuckDuckRooter to schedule today. The EPA recommends you get your septic tank pumped out every 3 years. Call now if it's due. 904-862-6769. DuckDuckRooter is Northeast Florida's only master septic contractor that is fully insured. See our Google reviews. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. 904-862-6769.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Go to WM.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL with David Garrard. Brought to you by WaterboyJacks.com.
All right, so DG, we were just talking about when did you officially feel old as a quarterback in the NFL? Because Dylan asked, Tony, you were out of the room for a second. Dylan asked Dave, what's the most recent artist or act that you kind of grooved to? Dave started asking, when did this song come out? And it was, they're all 15 years old, right? But at what point in your career when the guys were putting on the music in the pregame or after practice or whatever, did you go, I don't know any of this stuff?
Yeah, 2010-ish, my last years with the Jags. But definitely when I was with the Jets, I was in the locker room so many times thinking, I've never even heard this. And everybody in the locker room is singing it. Black guys and white guys. And I'm like, I've never heard this before. Of course, I've got a 4-year-old at home and another one on the way. When you get to kids, you don't get to jam out like that as much as you want
Wiggles.
to. Yeah, exactly.
Some nonsense like that.
Exactly. So, yeah, I was lost.
All right. The 4-year-old doesn't listen to music, right? Outside of happy, joy kind of stuff.
Exactly. Bob the Builder.
Right. Bob the Builder.
Backyardigans.
Baby Shark.
Backyardigans you watch?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I loved the Backyard.
Yeah.
I was really I felt like the era of my kid watching TV shows for him.
Yep.
So educational.
Yeah.
They're really smart, well thought out. Backyardigans was a great one. And I told Tony it was the last word my son would mispronounce. You know how they say they kind of have that baby talk and they mispronounce. He called it the Backyards Begins. And I'll tell, and he'll deny he's ever even heard of them to this day. And I'll be like, oh, you were so cute. Nope, didn't even, don't know what you're talking about, Dad. So
he would leave the room and I'd still be in there continuing to watch.
Yeah. Uniqua, Pablo, Tyrone. I get down with the Backyardigans.
You definitely do.
No doubt about it. All right. So why don't we go do a little rarity, a little Monday rarity. We always do this with Tom McManus on Fridays, or usually do this. Do a Keys to Victory roundtable here and get fired up. Why don't you fire up today's 10-10 take there, Dylan?
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take, brought to you by
Double checked. Cybersecurity made simple.
All right, we've had a few good ones come in this morning, and that's okay if we repeat them. Dave, why don't you bat lead off? Just it doesn't have to be the number one thing, but just give us something you think is important for the Jags to accomplish tonight if they're going to win.
Well, this would be one of my number one things is we've got to create turnovers. I know we've talked about it already, but I think that is super important. If you look at teams around the league, I'm sure if you look at their turnover margin and turnovers, those kind of things, the lower end teams are going to have the fewest turnovers, and we have none. So that's why we are where we are right now, or it has a lot to do where we are right now. We've got to create turnovers. We got to get the ball in our hands and help our offense out because our offense isn't scoring a ton of points. So if we can get the ball back to them with a favorable field position, then that will give us a chance to put a W in the column.
I'll expand upon that. Josh Allen is a super talented player and among the handful of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he should be considered among the top quarterbacks in the NFL. But he gives whoever the opponent is week to week multiple opportunities for turnovers. Josh Allen fumbles the ball more than Trevor Lawrence does. And we talk about Trevor Lawrence fumbles and the issues with that a lot. We have, and that's been an issue the last 3 years. Josh Allen, it's not as big a deal because he has the playmaking on the other end of it to overcome it in a lot of big spots. But there are reasons why, as talented as the Buffalo Bills have been for the past 3 and 4 years, why they wind up playing a bunch of games where Josh Allen has to make a play at the end of a game. It's because he turned it over twice that day. That's why they put themselves in that situation. They've done that consistently with Josh Allen as the quarterback. I expect it to be there tonight again. He'll force one in somewhere where he has no business trying to. He trusts his arm more than anything. He'll take off and run. You hit him from all kinds of angles. The ball will be on the ground at least once tonight. There will be multiple opportunities for turnovers because Josh Allen is the quarterback. Buffalo will have multiple opportunities to score because Josh Allen is the quarterback tonight as well. But if they open that door, the Jags on a night like tonight, they have to slam it open and create those opportunities. They haven't had a short field all year. And if they can create and win in a short field situation a couple times tonight, I think they need it to beat Buffalo on the road.
Not arguing with any of that right there, and that would be fantastic. I'm going to say this. Big plays that result in points, right? The Jags have had a pretty high number of quote-unquote explosive plays, 10-yard runs, 20-yard passes coming into this weekend. But not all of them have led directly to points. Now, some of them have set up points, but for a team that is not scoring easily here, you get down to the red zone, you're like, oh, man, we had one penalty on a would-be touchdown, and you're like, oh, my gosh, it's 2nd and 7. What are we going to do? Come on. What you can do is you can score from distance, and that is Brian Thomas Jr., certainly with that speed. That is Gabe Davis, at least his history in Buffalo has shown you that. And that's certainly Travis Etienne, who ran the ball extremely well. One of his best games last year coming against Buffalo, averaged over 5 yards a carry. And there's no Terrell Bernard in the middle of that defense. And, he's their best linebacker at this stage of the game because Matt Milano's always hurt. And if that's the case, if the offensive line gives you any kind of crease, when you get to that second level, I got to see Etienne make a guy miss and take one to the house or at least set up some easy scoring opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So my second one is going to be fast start. We've got to come out with an edge offensively and defensively. We got to get them off the field. We got to affect their quarterback. But offensively, we've got to go down the field and put points on the board, preferably 6 points, give our kicker a chance to get it to 7. But we've got to do something. We can't just come out and go 3 or 5 and out. We've got to do something to start the game to give us that momentum as the game is starting so that we feel good and kind of quiet their crowd. They're going to be loud. It's the Bills Mafia. They're going to have crushed a bunch of tables in their pregame and out there tailgating. So while they're sore, let them sit on their hands and not have much to cheer about.
Through the first 2 weeks of this season, I have felt like going into both matchups, the Jags were the better team. They were the better roster, I felt like, against Miami. They were the better team going up against Cleveland. They've been bad enough getting in their own way through the first 2 weeks to not create opportunities to win those games, to create wide open opportunities to lose those games, and opponents have walked through that door through the first couple weeks of the season. They're not the better team on the field tonight. I don't feel like against Buffalo. They have to get out of their own way or they can get blown out against the Buffalo Bills in tonight's game. So no foolish timeouts because you can't get out of the huddle in time. Get your guys lined up where they need to be and not create those opportunities to take points off the board because we didn't get lined up properly before a play. Catch the ball when it hits your hands. When you can see it, when the coaches are talking, that frustration shows up on everyone's face. They know the things that they're doing wrong, like physically the mistakes that are being made in the game, but they also know they're killing themselves with all this stupid stuff that they're doing. You do that against the Bills tonight, you're going to get embarrassed on national TV in front of the whole country on Monday Night Football. So when they talk about these things, tonight has to be the night it gets cleaned up against a really good Bills team compared to the teams you've played in the first couple of weeks of the year.
I think we all agree we got to see more Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
That's like low-hanging fruit, right? I'm not even going to put that. We all just agree you got to find a way to create opportunities for him. But I think tonight is that kind of game for Christian Kirk as well. He's been almost non-existent. Granted, again, had an opportunity to make some plays, didn't make them against Miami. But last year, caught 6 passes for 78 yards against Buffalo. Teron Johnson not playing in this game. It's more just you got to get these easy underneath plays as part of your offense, Dave. Convert some easy first downs. You're missing all that. And no Evan Ingram tonight. And I think Brenton Strange will play fine. But I think Christian Kirk needs to be more of a focal point. Like Brian Thomas Jr. is the guy I want to create the opportunities for, the big play opportunities. But the consistent opportunities every drive, Kirk should be getting at least a look, I think, on every drive tonight.
Yeah, you're right. It is low-hanging fruit to choose Brian Thomas, but I still want them to target him a ton. So I'm not going to talk about that one. I am going to talk about scoring in the red zone. Let's not beat ourselves if we get down there. Let's make sure we protect the ball. Let's make sure we don't have these dumb penalties like Tony was saying. Let's get down there and get points on the board and not just 3. We know we can do that. Let's get 6 points on the board so that we can turn it into that 7 so that we are feeling good about our team and not, well, we get into the red zone and we struggle and we're kicking field goals. And that's okay if that's what we got to do to win. But it's much better when you can get into the end zone. So let's get points in the end zone.
Some of the matchups that have me most nervous for tonight are the Bills have some pass rushers that can straight up take over a game. I mentioned on Friday that I thought watching Von Miller Thursday night against Miami a couple of weeks ago, it's the best he's looked in a year and a half. Right,
probably
as
longer
a pass rusher, right? Like it's been a long time since Vaughn looked like that. It might have been a one-night thing. Miami's offensive line is absolute garbage. At that point, they were playing their 4th, 5th tackles at times, and Von Miller, I don't know how you couldn't help him on that side. It was every rush when he was coming off that left side of the defense, he was just killing whoever the Dolphins had at right tackle. Well, the two weakest links on the Jaguars offensive line, the biggest surprise that they would be to this point in the season, have been left and right tackle for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, Vaughn's going to get one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in tonight's matchup, I would love to believe that what we saw, that Von Miller from the first couple of weeks of the year was just an illusion because of matchup stuff that they had going on those 2 weeks. Well, the matchup doesn't look promising for the Jags based on what we've seen through the first couple of weeks of the year. Those are both expected to be good players. Anton's expected to be a really good player for this football team. That nonsense has to end for them to have success on any kind of level tonight. Von Miller scares me a little bit in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm more worried about Greg Rousseau and Ed Oliver tonight, and that just tells you how many different ways they can present problems for you. No question about it. But, hey, how about us turning it around on them? How many sacks did the Jags have last year when they beat the Bills 25-20, Dave? What's your guess?
6 or 7.
0. They had none, okay? And because they controlled the running game. Well, I'm not expecting you to hold James Cook to -4 yards rushing again, right? So when those opportunities present themselves, get after Josh Allen. Force him into some bad plays. But we're paying Joshua Hines Allen a lot of money. Trayvon Walker was the number 1 pick in the draft, and we got to have more week-to-week consistency. Yep. Trayvon had the big week 1. Josh had the big week 2. Let's have it come together in a game that you absolutely have to have tonight, and hopefully we'll get that pressure on them as well. Let's get a couple of calls in. We'll continue with our keys to victory after the final break of the hour coming up. Fan Cam is up next here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Cam.
Hey, good morning, guys. As you like to point out, Mike, I'm in my 7th decade of watching the NFL, and yet every year I seem to be amazed at how slim the margins are and how anything can happen on a given Sunday. It's incredible. So tonight, let's get things rolling, turn things around. Like you said, we need to stop Cook. We cannot let them control the clock and the game on the ground. Secondly, win turnovers. Let's create a couple for a change and win the turnover battle. And finally, let's adopt a level of disguise and pass protection that allows our franchise quarterback to utilize his best weapons downfield. And please don't let me sit through another 11 yards on 12 passing attempt half of football. Dave, I want to hear it from you, buddy. You guys ready to win?
All right, thank you, Fan Cam. We're ready to win. Are the Jags ready to win? That's the question. Luke in El Paso next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Luke.
Hey, good morning, guys. I have been listening to your show since I was a little kid, and I wanted to see the Jags win today, but I want to get y'all's opinion on Press Taylor. I've heard a lot of bad things about Press Taylor. I feel like the people put a lot of pressure on Press Taylor, all the offense is all Press Taylor. What's your opinion on that?
All right. I mean, I feel like we talk about Press Taylor quite a bit. If you've listened to us since you were a kid, you'd know that that's the case. Look, the Jags offense has been miserable. And here's the thing. The head coach won't tell you who that's on. Is it on him? Is it on Press? It's on everybody. It's ultimately on Doug. I don't think anybody associated with calling plays has done a good job with this team this year. Just look at the offensive output that you've gotten. It's been miserable. So, look, if it continues along like this, it's not going to matter what you think about Press Taylor because Press Taylor's not going to be here, and neither is Doug Peterson. If I really believe there's a really good chance if the Jags miss the postseason this year, that Shad Khan cleans house, at least with the coaching staff. I can't tell you what he'll think about the front office. I can't tell you what he'll do, period. But
especially if it looks this ugly for any extended period of time.
It's been terrible.
Yeah. If we scored 21 points in either of those games, we'd be
winning games.
We would be.
So...
someone on the text line, by the way, mentioned, and I had forgotten to play until he mentioned it, Josh Hines-Allen did have that big sack last year. They had the penalty that they threw. They called that he hit him in the helmet. I can remember the play now. I'm like,
yes, I do remember it too.
Terrible call.
I just remember the game being such a ugly game that I figured we'd got some sacks in it.
Sure.
Gosh,
nothing official.
Wow,
nothing official.
That's crazy.
So that was and when those opportunities come. You hope you take advantage of them.
Absolutely.
And don't bail them out with some dumb penalty. I mean,
we can't beat ourselves. That's my fourth one. We can't beat ourselves.
And they beat themselves in so many creatively different ways, right? That, just take some, like we said, take some of the obvious stuff out of the mix, the getting lined up properly, getting the snap off properly. Don't have illegal shifts and illegal formations and all this other stuff that has been a plague, honestly, through the first 3 weeks of the National Football League for more than just the Jags.
Teams typically lose games because they turned it over 2 or 3 times that day. Jacksonville hadn't been doing that. Right?
Don't start doing that.
They've been finding really dumb ways to lose football games. We get down goal to go, and it's like, we do what now? Do we get the chance to run plays? How do we line up when we get to this part of it? Like, that's the kind of stuff that's been going on through the first couple of weeks for this football team. That's nonsense. It's the NFL. That has to end 2 weeks ago, but it's definitely got to end tonight.
All right, final break right here. If you want to be a part of it, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines on a Keys to Victory Monday, trying to get the Jags to 1 and 2. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank NA, member FDIC.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Jaguars Today.
It's a Dream Finders Homes Monday.
Hey, gang, Prosser here to save you some cash. Maximize your home sale now with the market experts who deliver more money in less time, and those experts are Chad and Sandy Newman. Maybe you're worried about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. You don't have to worry. The worries are relieved with Chad and Sandy, the local real estate experts we are trusting and recommending with the sale of your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Mortgage rates are down. It's time to create your market. Marvin in Cobblestone writes, my siblings and I moved our parents to Maryland so they can get some extra help as they get older. Next, we had to sell the home to get them some financial help for their extra care. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they delivered big. Chad and Sandy's team got our home sold in 7 days, above asking price. You can too. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's ChadAndSandy.com.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet, Florida's only legal sportsbook app, and they're so stoked for the kickoff of the season. You know why? Because never before in September have you been able to legally bet on football. This year, for the first time ever, people in Florida can bet on ball. College kicks off this weekend with a big bunch of games, and all you have to do to get started is download the Hard Rock Bet app or go online at hardrock.bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hacker here, and the celebration continues on my countdown to 100 pounds. I'm now at 93.5 pounds with only 6.5 pounds to go. That will be a 100-pound swing in just over 6 months. Only a couple of more weeks to go, and I feel awesome. Life-changing and life-saving is what I like to say. Maybe you don't have 100 pounds to lose. Maybe it's 25 like Mike Dempsey or 40 like Matt Hayes. Whatever your number is, bring it to Awaken 180 and ask them how fast you'll reach it. But Hacker, I've tried other programs and diets before. Why will Awaken 180 work? That's simple. Because if I can do it, anyone can do it. Remember, when I hit that 100-pound mark, we're going to celebrate. I'll keep you updated every week as I get closer. And you can even join in on the celebration. Pick up the phone and make your own 180. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Grinding out good grades can be just as challenging as winning games. That's why 1010XL salutes the Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
Make your dream of living in luxury a reality in Lennar's newest 55 and up active adult community, Edenbrook at Highland Trail. Located in the heart of Green Cove Springs, Edenbrook offers world-class amenities with a dedicated activities director and homes starting in the high 300s. With rates as low as 3.99% and up to $50,000 in flex cash on our new Edenbrook homes, the time to buy is now. Call 904-643-3750 to find out more. Your life of luxury awaits in Edenbrook at Highland Trail by Lennar.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars' second-year tight end, Brenton Strange, will step into a starting role tonight in the absence of Evan Ingram. Strange on his opportunity tonight at Buffalo.
I treat every week the same no matter what's going on, whether Evan's playing or whether he's not playing. I got to prepare like I'm the starter, because if not, and say something like that happens like it did last week, I wouldn't have been prepared. So it's a little different week for sure, because now I get to kind of like, I know going into it instead of it being so fast. I think that's pretty cool. I get to think about it a little bit and get to visualize. I like to visualize a lot, so just doing things like that to prepare my mind for the game.
Jaguars tight end Brenton Strange. Jags Bills tonight at 7:30. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, we're going to cool down. We're going to be over there this afternoon. Tony Heaton back up for Jaguar pregame. Officially, our portion of it kicking off at 4:30. We'll have the pre-show coming up at 2:30.
What time do we start? 2:30? Okay.
2:30. Not us. We'll start at 4:30.
Oh, I didn't get invited.
I go back at 2:30.
You're welcome to come by.
I got stuff to do now.
Well, now you have stuff to do. All right. Well, how about this? After the game, 10:30 to 12:30, we'll have 2 hours of post-game on the official Jaguar radio network. You're not down with that either?
I will be asleep.
You won't be listening? You won't be calling in celebrating the Jaguar victory?
I will be sleeping a Jaguar victory.
How about this? You can take a nap. You can get up for the fifth quarter, which comes on at 12:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You get 2 hours of Hacker and Leon and Coach Campo. At least that's the usual lineup.
Yeah, I'll tune in for that.
I don't know who's showing up at 12:30, but I bet Hacker.
I'll be tuning in for that.
Will you? All right. Good to know. That's tomorrow. Right? So technically.
Yeah, I'm a plan for it.
All right, I'm sure you will. 641-1010. Let's get back another phone call or two before we close up today. Regina in Mandarin, how are you? Duval. Regina, what's going on?
Hey, I want a totally different take on what's the key to the victory. I don't know how many of you guys, Jaguars fandom, listened to Etienne's rant when Mia O'Brien interviewed him. I want him to get up, or somebody to get up, rant with the expletives and all. He was saying, you are NFL players, play like them. And that's what I want, that fire to come out first thing. No flatness, nothing. Go Jags!
Go Jags! Regina wants a fiery pregame speech.
I love it. She was ready to give one right there.
I think she is.
Yeah.
She's ready right now.
Yeah.
You know,
with
yourself,
the
Regina.
expletives, too.
The last time they were up there, Fournette was ready to fight everybody. He's ready to fight.
That was stupid.
It was the dumbest thing ever.
I mean, they had that game in hand, and he's gonna.
What? Somebody fighting? Hold on, I'm right there.
You come. Let's make that a key. Don't come off your sideline.
Yeah.
Go run all the way across the other side of the field.
I didn't think you ever had to say that.
Well,
for a little skirmish.
Just because it's come up before, Dave, I'm going to just public service announcement that one for any Jags who may be listening up there in Buffalo right now. They're streaming it, I'm sure. Just getting up, you sleep in. It's game day. It's a long day. How do you get yourself prepared to play prime time?
You wake up and jump into a table, and then that just gets the juices.
Do you light it on fire first?
I mean, that's taken to another level.
Okay.
So, it just depends on how you feel that
Maybe
day.
not your first table.
Yeah, if you jumped on one the night before, then I would say light one up.
And how high are we jumping? How high are we jumping?
From the second story of your house.
Oh, of course. I was going to go off the tailgate of your truck.
If you're 0-2 and the season is on the line, the table needs to be on fire. Right?
Okay, yes.
You jump through it.
You're right. I feel like the table is on fire.
You're just wasting your time.
Metaphorically, this table we're eating from is burning right now. So here are some of the keys to victory that we got. Some of them are go along with what we've already mentioned today. From Cobalt Blue, start fast. Take a deep shot to BTJ on the first play and make it Gabe's revenge game. That's his first point.
Okay.
So, all right. He's getting a lot in here.
Yes.
Play up tempo, which we talked a lot about this past week, and I hope they do that. Nothing wrong with coming out and giving yourself a little manufactured sense of urgency.
Absolutely.
Right? And granted, you don't want to go quick 3 and out the entire first half, but
And
maybe
the
you pick up a
Bills-
first down and you go tempo, whatever.
Yeah, the Bills, given their weapons, it's a totally different group. They're trying to shorten games, right? As opposed to, how do we get 12 possessions tonight? Buffalo's saying, we only need 8, right? Like, that's the way they're playing football right now. We can run the ball, take whatever clock we need to take. They're not playing the same style of offense we've seen from the Bills typically, and it makes sense. They don't have the weapons on the outside to do what they typically do. They've had to change who they are, so speeding up the Bills may not be the worst idea in the world, given what they currently have to work with, and we'll see if Jacksonville is more comfortable trying some of that to get themselves in some kind of rhythm they haven't been able to early yet.
Good Josh dominates trash Josh is one of the suggestions out there. Look, Josh Hines-Allen has had some good performances.
Yeah, he
That's
has.
an
Against
oldie
these
but a
Bills.
goodie.
He gets up, right?
Thank you, Jalen.
Trash Josh. Win the trenches and defeat the Buffalo Soldiers. I mean, that's every game, right?
Yeah.
You got to just don't get – you're going to lose some of those battles. Don't lose the war up front, though. Don't let Rousseau and Oliver and Von Miller – live in your
Wreck
backfield
shop,
all day. Exactly. Let's see. Fast start on offense. Defense controls the line of scrimmage. Get some turnovers. Turnovers is a big one. Cause some chaos for Josh Allen. Yes, to some degree. I mean, you always want that, but he's a guy who can thrive on chaos as well. Protect Trevor. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, which just goes to some of the simple stuff. Just not knowing how to line up properly and getting plays off in time and all this kind of stuff. Let's see. Schmed doesn't think that they have much of a chance. The Bills forget there are 2 Monday night games and stay home.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's a healthy scratch, or the NFL feels sorry for the Jags and tells the ref to give the game to them out of pity. So there's a confident guy right there.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not super confident. I think they can win, but I'm going to stick with my prediction of Buffalo winning this game in a pretty close one.
Yeah.
So
Go prove Mike Dempsey wrong.
Prove me wrong. I'm obviously I'm rooting for them every single week, but I look at this and I feel like if I pick them to win, it's more just like, well, it's because it's the NFL, and when things are going in a certain direction, they have a tendency to turn in a different way, right? And it really does happen, but I feel like just relying on that alone is kind of just wish casting the outcome of this game. So I got Buffalo. I picked them 23-17, Tony. What about yourself?
I'm torn on what to do with this. I know when we, did our confidence picks, I had Buffalo. I feel like thinking through some of the things that we've talked about through the show today, I think if it is a close game, the Jags win it. That's kind of my gut feel on it, is the Jags win a game something like 24-20, or Buffalo wins it 31-17. I think if Buffalo wins it, it's because all this stuff we've been talking about the Jags have to get over doesn't get fixed in this game, and Buffalo dominates the game. I think that's the two direction this game goes. I don't think Buffalo wins a close matchup tonight, but given my level of confidence in all those things getting fixed right now, I lean more towards the Bills 31-17 kind of thing.
I was going to say, this guy's picking them both tonight here.
No. But I'm leaning towards the Bills on that. But I do think if it is a one-score game, I think the Jaguars win it tonight.
Look, I got the Bills winning, but if the Jags score more points, I got the Jags winning.
There you go.
In that case as well. What about yourself, Mr. Gerard?
Since both of you guys are picking Buffalo, I'm picking the Jags.
Let's
go, Jags!
I would expect nothing less out of you. What did McManus have last week, Tony? I don't have it
the Jags
on me. He didn't have him on the 15.
No, he had him on the 8 line, I think.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. I hope he's right. Like, I'm just, the picks mean nothing.
Yeah.
And they have no influence on the outcome of the game. But I hope I don't care. Again, I hope Trevor Lawrence throws for 350. Travis Etienne looks fantastic like he did last year. Mm-hmm. They get BTJ and Kirk and Gabe Davis all involved, and you look at it and go, wow, we do have some weapons in this passing game. And the defense, at least on the scoreboard, plays like they played the first couple of weeks, and then we'll all feel fantastic about things, but I'll feel pretty damn good with 10-9 as well. Like whatever, man. Just get it's
win.
It's
just
that
win,
one
baby.
in the W column.
Yep.
That will feel so much different. Then we can say no matter how ugly it's been, no matter how hard it's been to get to this point to get the first victory, we can back it up with another one against a team that the last time we went to their house, we did just that. Then we're in first place with a tiebreaker over the Texans, and then the season is on at that point in time. But that's why tonight is just so important to get that done and not fall to 0-3, and then have it be a week about, are you one of the worst 2 teams in the National Football League? Record-wise, you will be, if that's the case, because you'll be tied only with the Tennessee Titans at that point. All right, with this being an adjusted game day schedule, no helmets and heels coming up, so we got XL Primetime making their way in.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
All right, Joe C., good morning. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Other than scoring more points, which is obviously the key to victory, what's one thing you think the Jags will have to do if they're going to win tonight?
Yeah, I always like looking at that scoreboard. The most important thing. You guys have hit a lot of them, and I think the essence of anything is blocking and protecting. The essence of owning the football, time of possession, giving your defense more time to rest. They just need to block and protect, and that will give Trevor chances to get to Brian Thomas Jr., get to Gabe Davis, get to all the guys. You guys know, and I totally agree, Christian Kirk has got to get more involved in this football game tonight. With the number of targets and really lack of success he's had the first couple of games, he's got to come up big. So those types of guys. Brenton Strange, it's nice to see that the tight end position with the way they scheme and play design, it still works. It doesn't have to be Evan Ingram. So, yeah, you use that tight end.
I can see Strange catching 5 or 6 balls tonight. I mean, he came in cold, not expecting probably to be much of the game plan at all. Got 6 targets, caught 3 last week. Looked pretty good doing it, and almost came up with that Hail Mary-ish attempt at the end of the game, too, which, hey, well, if it comes down to that and we get it tonight, I really do not care. Barring a wave of critical injuries that accompany it, any W is going to look absolutely beautiful. So,
and everything changed with Houston losing yesterday, and just in terms of ramping up the stakes, these next 2 ball games, what could happen?
And let's see them come out and act like they know that what's on the line, right? They know, 100%. Like, play this game, win this game, and you're right back to controlling how the AFC South plays out this year. So get it done.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got coming up, Joey?
Well, we're definitely going to dig in. That'll be the biggest thing we talk about. We're definitely going to hit a little college football from what happened on Saturday, the big ball games, what happened yesterday, and how this could play out where Jacksonville could go from 0-2 to 2-2 and atop the AFC South. So we'll definitely hit it from all angles.
DJU back in the Heisman race now, right?
That guy's so impressive. He
so
really
impressive.
is.
Right there. He's right there, baby. 1-game winning streak. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Jaguars Today on a rare game day edition of the program. Great job, David Garrard. Hopefully you'll be the good luck charm. That'll mean you'll have to come in every Friday now. Along
I'm
with
cool
Tom
with
McMahon.
that, too.
Excellent. All right. Well,
whatever I got to do for my Jags.
You heard him say it, ladies and gentlemen. DG, enjoy the game tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Enjoy the 5th quarter after you get your nap in.
I'm asleep during the game just so I can be ready for the 5th quarter.
Understood. Tony, I will talk to you this afternoon.
Talk to you in a bit, yeah.
Dylan Denmark,
I'll be here.
Watch a little special teams tape, and let's root on the Jags tonight. Yeah. All right, my brother. All right, hopefully the Jags get that W tonight, and we're celebrating Victory Tuesday with you tomorrow. Stick around for XL Primetime coming your way on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars.